Hey everybody, welcome back to Bar Run Forge. It's Troy and it's another Tuesday morning tool video, and today we're going to make a rivet header. Stick around. So you may ask the question, what is the purpose behind a rivet header? Well, if we look at a rivet by itself, it has a domed head and then it has a shaft on it. And when we're riveting something over and peening it over, if you don't have something that is the shape of the rivet head, you end up with a flat rivet. In some cases, that's okay, just like on this flux spoon. Those are okay. But sometimes it would be nice to have the actual round domed head on the rivet to stay intact for a real nice, neat look. So that's what we're going to do with this tool, and we'll explain that as we go through the process. So for our project today, we're going to use these two pieces of coil spring, which is probably 5160, and that's what we can assume when we generally have coil spring. Can't tell you exactly how long this is because I haven't straightened it out and measured it yet. Can't tell you how long that is. But this will be the bottom piece to that, and it will be upset, straightened out and upset and go into the pritchel hole. This will be the top piece, and it will be handheld to rivet or dome the top of the rivet. So we'll explain that more as we go through. Stick around. All right, first piece, we're going to take this shorter piece, and it does not fit on our pritchel hole, so that's okay. What we're going to do is just put a little bit of a shoulder on it and then taper it down enough just so it'll go in, and then that way we can actually upset it when it's in the pritchel hole. We want to upset it just a little bit, and we want it to stick up some. It makes it really easy when you're trying to work on a rounded piece to rivet in there and keep the piece up off the anvil so that you can rivet that. Then we'll take this piece, and we'll probably have to cut a little bit off, a little bit longer we wanted to. So we'll cut some of that off, probably on the hot cut, and then we'll taper one end for striking. We'll put a little bit of an index in like we normally do on our punches and chisels, just flatten the spot in there. Then we'll come to this end, taper it down just a little bit, and what we're going to do there is we'll center punch, put a little bit of a drill mark in there to center it up. We'll heat that up, and then we'll take a rivet, and we'll smash that rivet into hot steel until it takes the form of the dome of the rivet. You'll see that coming up here real soon. So we're just putting a small taper on it. We try to identify and just isolate a little bit of material. And we'll square that up, and then we'll take this down to octagon and then round. All right, now we're going to round it up. Now, one of the things I'm going to do is put just a little bit of a taper here on this end so we can drive it in. What's going to happen is we're in it with a shoulder right here, and then we'll drive it in and upset it. All right, now that this end is tapered down, rounded up, cleaned up, ready to go, we're going to heat up this end, put it in the Pritchel hole. We're going to upset it a little bit, put a shoulder on it. We'll put a slight taper to it, a little bit of drill, and then we'll heat it up again, and then we'll smash the dome head of the rivet to take the form of the rivet, and then it'll be done. With our shoulder established here, now we'll put a little bit of a taper here, bring that out to a little bit of a point, and then put our rivet hole in there. Now, I don't know if you noticed or not, but we got a little bit of mushrooming up here, which is kind of a good thing. I think we're going to take advantage of it. I'm going to put it back in the Pritchel hole one more time, kind of flatten the top of it off, and then we'll start working on that dome. Now, you may deform or may damage a rivet far beyond its use. We're going to use more than one for this project, so it's okay. And it may be asymmetrical. It may not be exactly centered off, but that's okay. We're not worried about that. The key to this is getting the dome shape inside the header. And we've got a tapered end, we've got a shoulder, we've got exactly what we need to do to have a bottom header on this right now. So that head right there fits exactly, and so actually a little bit deeper, which is a good idea when it comes to the head on these. If you want to sink it even a little deeper, that's fine too. The main idea is so that the bottom rivet can rest in here. You're not forming it, you're just resting that rivet down in the bottom. So this will be a good tool for that. We'll finish it up, clean it up, and we'll be done. So that completes part one of our process of making the rivet bottom header and top header. This one is done. It fits in the pritchel hole nicely. The rivet head fits in the top just right. This is going to be really good because it brings it up off the anvil just enough to where if we're doing something round or it needs to be have some space to work, this is going to be really good. So I'm really happy how this turned out. I think it's going to be a useful tool. It's not perfect. It's not smooth. The shoulders are offset or whatever, but it goes right down in the pritchel hole and does exactly what it's supposed to do. So we invite you to stick around for part two as we take this piece and we turn it into a top rivet header. God bless you guys. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.